Coming up next on I Disagree, Katie Fisher's guests debate the motion talent shows are trash.
What makes China's Got Talent significantly better than America's Got Talent or
This is
Britain's
China's characteristics. We don't need necessary to be like others.
The prize should be why people want to watch. I want to grant him
whether the program is good or bad based on the prize.
I think it's a large factor.
China is a developing country.
But China also has the world's second largest economy.
Large population.
Very large population, and they should have some very large prizes.
Would you say that that's a fair argument?
Li Yuchun and the third place Zhang Liangyi, they made a great success.
Talent shows in China that are good.
You can't
but
expect,
all the other ones, they're not so good.
You can't expect.
Hello and welcome to I Disagree, where the next generation debates controversial issues in China and around the world. I'm Katie Fisher. China's talent shows have become a huge hit in China. In 2005, Supergirls hit the airwaves and took over the nation. Teenage girls found their inner high-pitched screams, and the population experienced nationwide voting. Airing on Hunan TV, the American Idol-like talent show drew 400 million viewers during the finale of its first season. Since then, Supergirls gained its gender equivalent, Happy Boys, Britain's Got Talent became China's Got Talent, and China's Central Television broke out in song as well. The shows have served as a barometer on China's fashion and sentiments and has magnified some of the social challenges seen throughout the country. Government agencies put an end to text voting, primetime slots, and anything but mainstream haircuts. Yet, with an audience still devouring the stuff, the shows must go on. But are they good for the population? How do they stand up to their international equivalents? Today, we'll argue the motion Chinese talent shows are trash. Let's meet our guests.
Hi, my name is Alex Dushinsky. I'm from Calgary, Canada, and I study here at the Peking University. I believe that Chinese talent shows are trash.
Hello everyone, my name is Wang Lei. I'm now studying international communication in Beijing Foreign Studies University. I think China's talent show is wonderful.
Welcome to the show. All right, Wang Lei, you're going to start. Please give us your brief statement on your argument.
Actually, I'm a big fan of Supergirl. I think the girls on stage are very energetic, they're talented and hard-working, and they actually set a very good example for Chinese students and young people. And I'm even a bigger fan of China's Got Talent delivered by Dragon TV, and I think this program provided a very excellent platform for ordinary Chinese people who have a dream to become stars. I think China's talent shows are just wonderful.
Okay, Alex.
Well, no one can doubt that Chinese people have talent. I mean, with a population of over 1 billion people, China must have some of the world's most talented people. However, Chinese talent shows lack originality and fail to provide quality entertainment. Basically, Chinese talent shows suck.
All right, Wang Lei, so he says Chinese talent shows suck.
I think China, first of all, compared with Western countries, we're on the initial stage for such kind of talent show. I think in order to make our own sense, the first step is to emulate other.
Emulate as in copy.
Copy. It's not copy, of course. The format is a copy, but the content is of our Chinese people ourselves. They provide a platform for ordinary Chinese people, and China has a population, a large population, and we have participants from all walks of life, right? And there are housewives, there are millionaires, there are broken millionaires, and there are even trash-picking person. So the content is of Chinese characteristics.
Chinese characteristics.
Yes.
Well, I mean, how is that different from any other talent shows across the world? We have that same variety in every other country. What would you think China really has so original? What do their talent shows bring that other countries do not? I mean, to me, it seems like a cheaper and less, I would say, not as well done as the American and European counterparts.
Because China despite besides they have a very large population, the population structure is more varying than Western countries because we are in a different stage. We are in a transforming stage of our society. There are people, their life are so different that Western people can't even imagine.
But I mean, we're just talking with a talent. Talent is you have your singing, you have your dancing, you have your comedy. I've seen the Chinese talent shows, and I mean, when you see the girls singing, how many times do we hear a Mariah Carey song?
Is it lacking originality?
No, because Chinese people, for example, one of my college classmates, they went for the Supergirl, and it's the first time in China that you can see ordinary people, some people, maybe your neighbors, your classmates, maybe some strangers on the street. You can go to show their talent to people around the nation. It's very creative.
Of course, well, that's not creative. That is an exact copy of all the other shows. And of course, it's good that Chinese people have this platform to show their talent. However, we're talking about the shows themselves, and they lack a certain Chinese flair. I mean, even the performers, it would be nice if last year's winner of China's Got Talent, fantastic guy. He was a disabled pianist, and he could play and sing with his feet. And fantastic, but I didn't see him sing any Peking opera, nothing that was specific to China. It was Chopin or Mozart. So once again, I'm going to ask you, what is so special about Chinese talent shows?
Because their psychological condition is different. Every people is special. You cannot see their performance is a copy of Western.
Oh, no, it's not a performance, but every person in America and every person in Canada, they're also special.
Have you ever seen a program called the Hip Hop? Also showed on the China's Got Talent.
No,
they just incorporate Chinese elements into the hip hop. It's very fascinating. You should see that.
Let's take a look at China's Got Talent, which just came into China this year. And the winner is, like you said, Li Wei, who is an armless pianist. Let's take a look. Okay, now you can't say that's not impressive.
Well, of course, it's fantastic.
Okay, now, but do you think that one of the complaints about the Chinese talent shows is that too many awards go to contestants with physical disabilities or sad stories? What would you say to that?
I think I remember one sentence said by Liu Wei. He said, "I will die immediately, or I will live a wonderful life. I had only two choices." And it's very encouraging.
No one would ever say they shouldn't have this platform. We're just talking about the quality of the show itself. I mean, you look at the set, and I mean, it's quite low budget.
It can give people power to carry on.
Well, of course, but we're talking about the quality of the show itself. Is it that entertaining? Not really. Is the set that fantastic? Not really. I mean, it's good, but it's not, it's average. I mean, this is one that just came out in, I think, June of this year. Am I correct?
Yeah.
But let's go since 5 years ago, and let's see, there's even other shows that are about Chinese talent shows that are just significantly worse than this.
China's talent show is not about showing talent. They are showing spirit, showing people's inner strong.
Should it be called China's
power.
Spirit shows?
No, because we choose Liu Wei because they can represent the inner strongness of Chinese young people.
As I've said before, China has some very talented people. They're one of the hardest working nation in the world. But can't they work a little bit harder to make their show more entertaining?
I think Liu Wei is a perfect combination of an artist and a strong person.
So would you say he's arguing that that it's the show itself that just doesn't have the structure and the looks that maybe you've seen in some of these Western shows? Would you say that that's a fair argument?
I watched the whole process of the China's Got Talent show, and I think there are a lot of talented people. They are not showing their what they are good at, but what they want to express to their families or friends, what they want to see, their words.
So do they need to do that on television, or could they do it at home?
I think you are brave to step up on the platform and to say people you want to say your wife. Do you see the video clips that a mid-aged man and he devised a machine to peacock to show his wife who has been in bed for 20 years, and I think it's very touching.
Once again, though, I would like to reiterate my statement. Of course, it's great that they have this platform, but what makes China's Got Talent significantly better than America's Got Talent or
this is
Britain's
China's characteristics. We don't need necessarily to be like others.
But that's what it is right now.
Well, and we just watched this China's Got Talent, and this was based on a different TV show, an internationally based TV show. So do you think that for them to be good, that China needs to base it on this already formatted structure to be good?
Yes, I think the first step is to draw on the advantage of others. Like other industries, China should move from made in China to created in China, right? So this is a necessary stage for us to create our own talent show.
So you think you should first take ideas from another country?
Yeah, right.
And then after that start inventing?
Yeah.
So
because
first
I have
you'll
to
then...
admit we are a little bit lagging behind in terms of program production. I think it's very
See, I don't know about it.
necessary
I think
and-
there's plenty of ideas. If China really wants to show talent, there's more ideas than China's Got Talent. How about Chinese cooks, for example? There's lots of different kinds of Chinese food, and Chinese chefs are well known for their cooking ability. I don't see any Chinese cooking shows, any cooking talent competitions. That's a good idea that China can start developing. But yet we still don't see that. So it's lacking this creativity and originality that we see so often in European and North American television.
One of the shows you brought up was this America's Top Model type equivalent. Now, that was based on a format from the U.S., and it seems like you might
I
have
mean,
some
if has
flaws about
anyone
it.
seen China's Next Top Model, it's vastly inferior. It's almost laughable. I mean, the prizes, just even prizes, we can even talk about the prizes of China Got Talent first. They win a chance to perform for 3 months in Las Vegas. That is the grand prize of China's Got Talent. And even Liu Wei, who won the show, is not even getting that prize. Whereas in Britain's Got Talent and America's Got Talent, it's $1 million cash.
You can't compare this.
But well, prizes. I mean, prize
You
is a
can't
large
judge-
incentive. Am I right? The prize should be why people want to watch. I want to grant him $1 million.
Whether the program is good or bad based on the price.
I think it's a large factor.
Well, does it depend on the population? Do you see that are Chinese okay with the prize?
We like this 3 months in Las Vegas. It's a good opportunity for young
But-
people to learn.
Did Liu Wei get that opportunity to go to Las Vegas? Is he in Las Vegas right now?
Of course.
I mean, look at the other shows, such as China's Next Top Model, compared to the Britain's version where they won $1 million contract. America, who wins CoverGirl, $100,000
It's
contract.
America is a developing country, but China is a developing country.
But China is one of the strongest countries in the world. I mean, China now has the
But
world's
we have
second
a very
largest economy.
large population.
And a very large population, and they should have some very large prizes.
Now, a question for you. Would you say that money actually would make them develop better, or would a chance to actually perform in a country, in a developed country, would that be a better prize?
But I mean, if you have this exposure, you're going to get the opportunity nonetheless. So I mean, you can see Liu Wei on Oprah, and that exposure alone will help him. But you need an incentive, you need a prize, you need a reason to make it an entertainment, to get excited for them. I wouldn't be excited to say, oh, am I really that excited to see him win a chance
It's
perform
about
for
the
3 months in
mechanism.
lives.
You know the 2005 Supergirl, and the first place Li Yuchun and the third place Zhang Liangyi, they made a great success after they finished the contest.
Yeah.
Really, they are very popular in China now.
So is this the way to stardom?
Yeah, it's about their own whether they are talented enough. If you are good enough, you can go a very long way. But you're just so, you will disappear from people's eyesight.
So what would you say in America, compare American Idol?
Of course, there are some who fail, as we all know, but we have your Kelly Clarkson, who everyone loves. We have Carrie Underwood, multi-Grammy Award winner. But what happens, what I find with an American, perhaps that I think China is lacking right now, is the international appeal. And you said the Supergirl. I've heard her sing in English, and she's quite good at singing.
Yeah.
But this show has not helped her go beyond China. Whereas,
She was nominated for a Grammy.
oh, was she?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there we go.
We'll get you on that one.
She's now the international stage.
But as much as other countries, would you say I personally think other countries set it up as a more international event.
Did the Chinese, were they into American Idol and American or British? I mean, British Got Talent. We talk about Susan Boyle, Auntie. What do they call her? Auntie Boyle.
Because in China, you know, people during the Supergirl, people first time know they are part of the show. They can vote, and the vote can decide a girl's fate. So they are very excited. The Supergirl catch the attention of tens of millions of people in China. It's unprecedented in China.
Well, let me jump in
It's
there
a
about
good
that
start.
because that was the case, that it was a chance for the Chinese to come in and vote text message. But then in 2007, the State Administration of Radio, Television, and Film came in and they ruled that no, from now on you cannot text message your vote in. And now Supergirl, it was off for a year during the Olympics, and now it's you aren't allowed to vote through text message for the voting.
Because some people took advantage of the loophole of the law enforcement in China, because the law enforcement in China is not perfect enough. So the regulator must step in and make some regulations you must follow, or it will be a mess here.
Last year, Go Oriental Angel was, which airs on Dragon TV, had a 20-year-old Chinese girl who was part black. Her mother was married to or had a baby with an African American who later left the country. Now let's take a look at her performance. Now, in her case, she was pretty much ridiculed online for being black.
We can see from the video clips that she is not talented.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. But she was one case where she got on stage and was very much different from the rest and was called out for it.
She claims that she was discriminated by some netizens. And I think if you are discriminated, you will not be on this show in the first place.
Why?
Because the TV station won't let you in if you are discriminated because of your skin color. She is back out because she's not so talented. That's the reason.
I also agree she wasn't particularly amazing, but I think you would find that anywhere in the world. If people stand out or someone's not your ideal performer, you're not an ideal star, then of course there are going to be a whole bunch of people on the internet criticizing you and saying this. We've seen that many times before in all talent shows, so I don't think that's something out of the ordinary. However, it is quite tragic what happened here. I did read into it, and I wish her the best of luck.
Well, I mean, and one of the things that later when the State Administration of Film, Radio, and Television put in place other rules that said people had to be kind of mainstream when it came to looks and when it came to demeanor, when it came to hairstyle and clothes. I mean, is that necessary? Is it okay if you look much different and are
It's
appearing
okay.
on these.
It's totally okay. And I think people don't like this girl. It's not about her skin color. It's about her mother talking about her privacy on the show. And many people think it's just he do it on purpose in order to attract people's attention. So people just don't like her. That's the reason.
I mean, there's a lot of personality that
And
becomes in these
because actually this mother had an affair with American African, right? And people don't like this kind of behavior. It's a moral bottom line in China.
But that's her mother. It's not her.
I read the article.
It has nothing to do with her singing.
No, I read an article, and I think that article is not trustworthy because they neglected a very important fact. The article said the girl's mother met her father during her college years, but actually the mother had an affair with this guy.
And so should she be ridiculed because her mother did something?
Because people
was
don't
considered
like
immoral?
her. First, because she's not so talented. Second, because her mother exposed their privacy, and in order to get people tear and sympathy, so many people are against this kind of behavior.
So there's a big threat here of being on it. In one way, it's spiritual. You want to have a sad story. It draws an audience. But on the other side, if you have a sad story and it's just not the right one, it will ruin you. And let's look at one more video. This one is on First Heartthrob, which aired on Chongqing TV.
Now this is Dai Chung. He's a contestant on the show. After his performance, he kneels on the ground and asks one of the judges, Ke, to give him a gift. And she says, like what? And he says, anything. I'll even pay for it. So she gives him her ring. Now in the next show, Dai Chung kneels on the ground again and offers the ring to another judge, Yang. Yang, angered, says you shouldn't just randomly kneel down for women. Ke is also very angry because the ring is from her ex-boyfriend. So then in the third episode, Dai Chung tells Yang she's stupid and Ke is very clever. He says, if you wanted me to choose, I'd choose Ke, the one who gave me the ring. Ke bursts into tears. Yang says she'll give it back to Ke, but Ke doesn't want it. Dai Chung is then kicked off the show.
So obviously that's quite dramatic. There was some giggling going on in the studio here as we watched that. But now that show itself was kicked off for the sensationalism, for the drama. Where does drama fit into these shows? I mean, you see it on American Idol. I don't know if it's just as much or how to compare them, but they happen on all these shows.
Just as the judge said, I want to turn back the ring because I don't want everybody use me. I think the audience was used, but the audience are smart enough, and they found they were fooled, and then so that's why the program was kicked out.
The audience kicked off the program.
Yes,
but
because
was it
they
the
don't
audience?
like it.
I thought it was this state organization that kicked off the show.
Because no audience likes this, and many netizens on the internet, they fiercely criticized this kind of behavior. Because this kind of behavior, maybe in the short run, they can cause people's attention, and people will talk about it. I feel very, very amusing.
I'm going to disagree with that. I think that drama is what makes a good show. I mean, without drama, that was mildly entertaining. But keep in mind, that was after about 45 minutes of extreme boredom. So that was a one little flash of light for a Chinese talent show, but I don't even know what talent that was, maybe just being rude.
So is it the audience? I mean, you're saying okay, maybe the talent show itself isn't that great, but the drama's good.
That was mildly entertaining. Okay. But once again, after a long period of boredom, which is what these Chinese shows need to develop. They need to make it more entertaining for the audience. I know what you mean when you say it's good to see their spirits and good to see that, but how long can that last for? I mean, we can see that over and over again, but we need a little something to spice it up.
But people also get tired of that.
Oh, I don't know about that. I know some dramatic shows back home that have been around for quite some time. I mean, even you think about look at American Idol. Without the mean judge, Simon Cowell, who would really watch? So you need a little something to spice it up, and I think China's lacking that right now, and which is why I don't think they're that entertaining. Perhaps 5 years from now, 10 years from now, they can improve.
Would you say that the Chinese audience feels that the shows are suitable to them, or are they
Maybe
wanting more?
in the short run, I think it's for amusing, yeah.
Yeah, but so now you're saying it's not that entertaining. I mean, it's...
But in the long run, I don't like this. If it was on the TV station repeated, I will get tired of that.
So essentially, they're not that good.
I don't think this links is good enough.
Okay.
Because of these links, the audience don't like it, and the program was kicked out.
This is a 49-year-old millionaire who lost all of his money and came on to China's Got Talent and sang a song. This one's called Starting Over.
期待眼神，心若在，梦就在，天地之间还有真爱。
All right, so this guy didn't necessarily make it too far along, but his story was good. He was there to tell his story. Is that enough for the audience?
I think the most touching part of this guy is he embodies the development of China because she became a millionaire during the reforming and opening up, and she was put out of business because of the financial crisis. So many people can see themselves through this guy.
Of course, I mean, he's a talented guy. But I mean, it just as any talent shows anywhere in the world. I mean, we talked about Susan Boyle before. One look at her, and how do you not feel bad?
Well, okay, so is it enough to be entertaining, or is this about making stars?
I'd say the idea would, of course, to entertain. That is the goal of the show. You're not going to expect to see superstars come out of it. And just as the awards, I mean, you can be a Las Vegas performer from this one. That's not going to make you a superstar. But it should be entertaining. And I feel that's what the shows are lacking, a true entertainment.
What do you say? Do you think this is about making stars or entertainment?
This show is half about entertaining the audience, half about telling stories to touch people.
Sure, but I mean, once again, we're not talking about the talent. We're not talking about, because undoubtedly it's there. We're talking about the shows themselves. And so far, all I hear from you is that there are 3 shows: Supergirl, and I'm thinking there's Superboy, and China's Got Talent. That just sounds like singing. Where's the original, the creative, the actual talent of China? And shows that are entertaining in that sense. I mean, 3 shows is not satisfactory.
Do you think there's shows that are missing out there?
I think the first is the Supergirl set a very good beginning. And the second successful show is China's Got Talent. And between the 2 shows, there are many bland followers.
And many boring shows.
They're just because they are lack of innovation.
So
Yeah.
boring shows that
They're not boring.
you wouldn't watch, would you
They
say?
still provide a platform for young people, but because people are tired of the same format, they are lack of innovation.
So therefore,
To some
as a whole,
extent.
so then therefore, there are 2 shows in talent shows
You
in China
can't
that are good.
you can't
but
expect-
all the other ones, they're not so
You can't
good.
expect every show to be a great success, right?
But you would
But
hope
back
that
in
most
your
of them
country,
are.
there are some shows that
Failed,
it's not
of course.
success. Yeah, they failed.
Well, of course, but
It's normal.
So is it based on the talent, or is it based on what makes the show good? What makes it trash? Is it the talent, or is it the
quality.
quality of
The
the
It's
quality.
based on whether people like it or not in China. That's the case.
Okay, Alex, it's your soapbox. Give your final statement.
I think China is just in the young stages of developing quality talent shows, and I think give them 5-10 years, perhaps they will realize what's missing right now that's not making them very entertaining. They need to perhaps increase their budget, give better awards, make it a more international event, something that is appealing to people from all across the world. However, as for right now, Chinese talent shows are trash.
China's talent show has a very good beginning, and we will move from made in China to created in China with the maturing of our audience, our media, and our government. So I think China's talent show is with Chinese characteristics and will be perfect one day.
Well, that argument will continue online. That's all for our show this week. We welcome your comments and let us know who you think won the debate on BON.TV. That's all for now. I'm Katie Fisher in Beijing. Thanks for watching.